There are 3 things your dog needs to know, and no one's told these to you. Hi, this is Tony again with Beside the Front Door Pets. We're going to cover all 3. The first is on by, a command that we use so that a dog doesn't get distracted on walks, whether it be another dog that is coming up that may or may not be barking or jumping around, children that may be walking by, joggers running by, anything that you need the dog to keep on moving and not get distracted and pull on the leash. The way that we teach on by is first we start with the dog on a leash, making sure we have him up close to us. And then as we see a distraction coming up, we go ahead and we say on by, and just give a tiny little tug so that you are getting the attention of the dog to you. If it's very young dog, a good way to start this is with treats. Treats are a great way to do this. To every time that you are trying to get the dog's attention on you, give them a treat. As you are continuing to walk, don't stop to do this, have them in your pocket. As you're continuing to walk, give them a treat as you say on by, keep that attention on you.
This is something that I used with my sled dogs and I carried over into pets.
The second is go home. We start this every time we are coming back from a walk, bringing him back from the car, every time we are coming from somewhere else going to our home. This is important to teach them because if they are ever out in the neighborhood on their own, somehow they get loose or they get lost, something happens. There will come up across a stranger or even someone that they know. The first thing they're probably going to do is say, go home, and try to shoo them away and tell the dog to go on home. Dog doesn't actually know what go home means, but when you teach him go home and knows that means I go to my house or I go to my door and sit and wait. The way that you do this is, again, every time you come in, you start with the leash and you say, go home, and you repeat that phrase, the same phrase with the same cadence, go home, go home, go home. As you're going to the place where you're going, such as the front door, have them sit, praise them, praise treats continually. This is not a behavior. None of these behaviors are a one and done teaching moment. You have to repeat them and repeat them and repeat them daily, weekly, keep on coming back to behaviors that they know to reinforce them.
Wait. Go home. Go home. Good boy. Good boy. As you can see, Jackson's been doing go home for a while, so he knows, especially with these nice homemade treats that I use, they're his favorites, that this is fun. It's good. It's really fun for him.
The third is child-proofing your dog.
So if you have kids around, particularly younger children, that are not familiar with how to pet a dog, it's important to acclimate your dog to the potential of kids playing rough, and they do. Playing with the ears is always a good thing. You can see I can smile for the camera. I can play with him. I can pull on him a little bit. I can rub him. I think I could probably blade him and it wouldn't bother him too much, but I don't think I want to do that right now. You can see I can play with the extra skin around his neck. He doesn't care. He doesn't really bother. Again, he's used to this. A dog that's not used to this is not going to be so mellow and relaxed about it. It's going to be uncomfortable. So you give him a treat, praise him, tell him, and then just keep repeating it, and he'll get used to it. I play with his nose a little bit, his snout, grab his lips, because that's what kids are going to grab. It's soft, it's easy to grab. Play with his lips, make him make faces. That's his funny face, huh? Smile for the camera. So I'm gonna go to the tail. Same thing with his tail. Gets him used to having somebody touching it. In the event that a child accidentally grabs it or doesn't know any better and grabs it intentionally, and he doesn't really react. And I can pull pretty hard. I mean, you can see I'm moving his body by pulling it, and he doesn't react.